Right, well, press exited out on this utter nonsense. Some Hollywood insider was claiming that Kathleen Kennedy is not actually woke. Sorry, didn't she wear the Forces Female shirts? Yeah. Press exited out on this. This is complete nonsense. Massive nonsense. But I thought we'd take a look at it because it is funny. And I want to disprove it just with basic common sense and basic sort of logic. And I just want to laugh at it a little bit, I guess, because this is complete trash. Yeah, the head of all Lucasfilm, presiding over, the utter destruction of epic franchises that used to turn just, I don't know, plastic into gold for anyone who owned the brands. Yeah, not work at all. Bollocks. Come on now. South Park was right. Kathleen Kennedy, put a chick in it, make it lame and gay. Seriously. Hit subscribe if you're new, folks. Turn the bell notifications on. This is an article over on That Park Place. I just thought we'd take a look at it. So, Hollywood insider and analyst Matthew Baloney recently shared that within the Walt Disney Company, Kathleen Kennedy is not known as a woke warrior. Why? Because there's more? Why? How? This woman walked out with a shirt that read, "The Force is female." No one tied her down and forced her to wear it. The cope from these people. Outrageous. So during his April 1st episode of the Town podcast, discussing the proxy war between Nelson Peltz and the Walt Disney Company's board of directors, Baloney discussed the role of Kathleen Kennedy at Lucasfilm with Bloomberg's Lucas Shaw after bringing up Elon Musk's April Fool's post. And the April Fool's post was this, by the way. Excited to join Disney as their chief DEI officer. Didn't earn it. Can't wait to work with Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy to make their content more woke. Even the linguini. It's funny because like it's beyond parody at this point. This is what they do. So Baloney, and this is what they're like. Baloney, who's no fan of Kathleen Kennedy and blasted the Walt Disney Company for re-upping her contract back in 2021, stated on his podcast, Kathleen Kennedy is not that. That whole South Park thing was it was funny, but it wasn't accurate. Like, within Disney, she's not known as the woke warrior. Is this because the institution is worse around her? No, because look at what he next says. He continued, she kind of has to be convinced. From everything I've been told, she has to kind of be convinced to do this stuff. Bullshit. My nose might be a bit blocked, but bullshit, I can smell it from here. You are absolutely full of it, son. Absolutely full of it. Seriously, full of it. The woman that wears "The Force is female" on a t-shirt has to be convinced of this stuff. Does she? Really? Absolute garbage. I wouldn't bet my life on that. I wouldn't bet a pound on that. No way. Anyway, Baloney then attempted to make his point by noting there had not been a female Star Wars director under her leadership. Yes, there had. Not female movie Star Wars director. There had been TV series. And there's still never been a female director of a Star Wars movie. I'm very critical of Kathy Kennedy, but I don't think that she's gone overboard on the diversity stuff. Matthew Baloney has been compromised, ladies and gents. This is someone who had to do this piece, I would imagine, to get some scoops. This is a PR piece for Kathleen Kennedy. Absolutely it is. You're telling me she's not what Force is female. What are you on about, mate? However, Kennedy herself declared she was injecting feminism and woke ideology into Star Wars back in 2015. Again, yeah. This is a great article, by the way. That Park Place. During an appearance at Fortune magazine's The Most Powerful Women's Summit, Kennedy said, I think the interesting path we've had is the conversation that took place around consumer products, because there are a lot of companies that were in place who frankly didn't initially feel that Star Wars was for girls. And when you have a company situation where between Lucasfilm and Disney, we were all looking at the situation saying, no, with Star Wars we have to change this. We have to make sure that we create the products that are in a sense appealing to both boys and girls. What's wrong with that? The fact that the company was brought by the Walt Disney Company has been amazing, because they very much support the fact that we are trying to grow in the workforce, and a number of women in the executive positions and in all positions inside the company, and with the movies that we're making with the protagonists and that we're putting in the story. So I get a huge amount of support with that. But we have 50% of our executive team are women. Hasn't helped, has it? And 6 out of 8 of the people in my story group are women. It's a bit overrepresentation, isn't it, love? And I'm sure there's a lot of people that would be surprised that we're making Star Wars movies, and the majority of the people involved in the development of those stories are women. I would not be surprised. I've seen those films. Newsflash from the future. Hello, Kathy Kennedy from the past. Those films are wank. And they've not been huge successes. And it's making a huge difference in the stories that we're telling. Yes, they're terrible. Anyway. Matthew Baloney, mate, you've sold your soul. Baloney sausage. Under Kennedy's leadership, Lucasfilm and the Walt Disney Company soft rebooted Star Wars. Force Awakens, Luke Skywalker replaced with Rey, R2-D2, C-3PO replaced with BB-8, Kylo Ren replaced Darth Vader, Snoke replaced the Emperor, and then back. The Emperor then replaced Snoke. Obi-Wan Kenobi completely removed, Han Solo, Chewbacca gone, Poe Dameron, Finn. Not only has it embraced feminism, but it clearly embraced diversity and representation agendas, as seen with a soft reboot of The Force Awakens. And that's true. That is true. What an absolute nonsense. I mean, there's... What absolute nonsense. No, mate. She's not a woke warrior, she says, standing out there literally with a Forces Female t-shirt on. The epic cope. This is a PR puff piece. So, unequivocally, he would have been told to do that, or advised to do that, or paid to do that. He's built up his podcast and leaker page and all this kind of stuff. And so he'll get more leaks. But good for you, mate. You sold your soul. We can easily see that you're talking shit. So there you go. Thoughts down below?